How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and we have a blog post for you guys for the invasion of Quasar. Now, this is going to be the Scourge or Trial, whatever it is that you guys want to call it. And we have some information in here, but not enough in my opinion, and we're going to kind of go over why. So, the first things first, the incredible power of the quantum bands makes Quasar a cosmic explosion in battle, but you can infuse even more power into his attacks with red stars. Whether you've already unlocked Quasar and are beginning to gear him up, or you're still working your way towards recruiting him, you can dive into the Invasion of Quasar event to grab his red stars. Now, if you didn't see it, I end up doing a lot of testing in my video for Quasar, and he is an incredibly powerful character. I do feel that his ultimate is not mandatory or essential. However, it's definitely up there because you can still use him without it, but putting the Awakened ultimate on him sets him on a whole nother level as far as counters he could end up putting out there for you. So the chapter long fight. This essential event will run once a month during chapter 1 and calls on your newest teams to fight through foes to bring back red stars for Quasar. Invasion event Quasar initially opens with 8 missions during the first run in May, with 4 missions becoming available during the June run, and then a final 4 in July. So it's going to start with 8, it's going to go to 12, then it's going to go to 16. It doesn't say how long this is actually going to end up lasting, and right now it's May 18th, so what's the date, right? So that's one question. How long is it going to end up running? It doesn't say anything in here if there's going to be a leaderboard. If there is a leaderboard, is that where the red star is going to be? Is it going to be through milestones? These are the type of questions I actually want answered, because most of the fun for me on these Scourges and Trials was pushing on the leaderboard, trying to get to that like top 250, breaking that top 500. It was very rewarding and satisfying to know that with my team being at like 3 or 4 reds, I was able to really compete on those type of leaderboards until they started stargating it. But if they end up getting rid of the leaderboards, that's going to take a lot, if not pretty much all the fun away from it, to where I just do the one run and I'm kind of done for the next month. So I would love to know if there's going to be a leaderboard. If there is a leaderboard, is it going to be something where it's like the top 500 gets the like 4 red stars, because that's what we're getting on Quasar, or is it going to be 5 red stars? And then it trickles down, because if it ends up doing it that way, then that means a lot of people is going to miss out on the red stars for Quasar. I think they need to have more rewards, more communication as far as that goes. Rant over for that portion. Run scores. Clear all the mission nodes to earn the most points possible towards your run. You'll have a limited run score attempts. So that's what I'm talking about. There's a limited run scores. So it sounds like there's going to be a leaderboard. However, what's going to be the rewards on this leaderboard, if there is one? A run can be canceled and restarted at any time without penalty. Quasar red stars. Earn Quasar red stars by attaining certain run scores that hit key milestones. You'll need to attempt a run score at a higher difficulty to earn red stars. This doesn't say anything. Let me read it again just in case I missed something. Earn Quasar red stars by obtaining a certain run score that hit key milestones. So it's going to be milestones for the red stars. You'll need to attempt a run score at higher difficulties to earn red stars. What? Am I missing something? I don't understand what this is saying. Earn Quasar red stars by obtaining a certain run score that hits key milestones. You'll need to attempt a run score at a higher difficulties to earn red stars. So we have to do runs that give red stars on here that hit the key milestones, but you need to do higher difficulties to earn red stars. This doesn't make sense. There has to be more information missing on here. This, I don't get it. Difficulties and mods. Customize your runs by selecting difficulty from 1 to 10. Higher run difficulties will narrow the character traits you can use, but they'll reward more points. You can earn additional points by activating mods, which can bolster or hinder commander characters and enemies. If you've already unlocked Quasar, you can use him on every mission node to bring major firepower to your forces. Because commanders can only have Quasar at a maximum of 4 yellow stars, during the first appearance of the invasion event, we'll have a special Quasar combat mod to give Quasar a boost in power. As everyone ranks up Quasar with more yellow stars, the mods will diminish in power and then be removed in future appearances of this invasion event. Difficulties 5 and above will require the following traits. So mission 1 and 2 is going to be Harbinger or Quasar. So if we end up jumping in game over here, this is going to end up being the Chapter 1 Harbinger roster. It's the Vigilante team and it's the Thunderbolts team. So Hyperion's going to be coming out. We will have the full team of both options on there. Now, as far as what we see on here, mission 1 and 2 is going to end up being the Harbinger, which is Vigilante, Thunderbolt, or Quasar. So you can kind of sub one character out, throw Quasar in there if you need to do that. Maybe for, geez, I don't know, because the issue is I don't want to jump to conclusions because both teams really rely on having the full team on there, right? So if you take, say, Electra out, throw Quasar in, you're not going to have Silver Sable being able to do that ult turn 1, strip everything off, get traumas and all that good stuff out there. So I want to take a look at the mods before I jump to conclusions on that one. Mission 3 and 4 is going to be Vigilante or Quasar. 5 and 6 is going to be Vigilante or Thunderbolts or Quasar. Mission 7 and 8 is Harbinger or Quasar. If you guys don't notice, there's something very odd on here, right? So we have Harbinger, which again, let's jump in game. Harbinger is the Vigilante and the Thunderbolts team. So if we have missions where it called out Vigilante or Thunderbolts or Harbinger, does that mean that we're going to have that new team come out while this is going on so we can maybe have one of those new team members slot in as well? Even if we did that, is it going to be worth doing that? So that's one of those like odd things that's kind of on here as well, to where it says Vigilante or Thunderbolt or Quasar. So if we have one specifically on here where it has Harbinger or Quasar, it's really odd in my opinion. So this vlog is kind of dicey, if you will. But let's go ahead and take a look at the mods, because this is kind of some juicy stuff. I haven't looked at these. I've seen some data mine themes popped out. I want to wait to kind of get my reaction on it. So Storm warning, all raid abilities are active during this run. So that's going to be Vigilante, it's going to be Thunderbolts, but again, they kind of require the full team. Harbinger of Annihilus. Substantially increase the speed, damage, armor, resistance, and focus of Quasar. This will deprecate in power on the next turn. Or on the next run. So the more runs, that's kind of, I think, what it's talking about, where it's like the more stars, the less boost you kind of get on here. Rope-a-dope. When an enemy character ends their turn with vulnerable, they gain defense up, deflect, deathproof, and immunity. Bloody Nose. When an enemy uses their basic attack, they also apply 1 bleed to the primary target. When an enemy uses their special attack, they also apply 1 heal block to the primary target. When an enemy uses their ultimate attack, they also apply 1 blind to the primary target. So that's pretty interesting. I kind of like this one. World at War. All war abilities are active during this run. So we're going to have War, we're going to have Raid. This, I believe, is more called out towards Quasar because he has War callouts on there. And Vigilante does have War offense callouts, so that's probably a callout to them as well. Home field advantage. All city characters, that's Vigilante, characters gain plus 50% critical hit chance, 10% critical hit damage, but all players, villain characters, lose 20% damage and 20% max health. They're telling us take out Electra and to throw in Quasar there. Villain is also going to be Ghost, and it's going to be Taskmaster because they're villains as well. So pretty interesting there. Evasive maneuvers. When a character dies, their allied bio characters gain evade. Experimental Serum 3, which bio characters is going to be the Thunderbolt. So when a Thunderbolt character dies, basically, the bio characters will gain evade after you lose one of your members. Experimental Serum 3, 30% max health. Bio Rally. On enemy death, clear all negative effects from enemies. Energy Absorption. On enemy character's turn, remove all negative effects and heal for 10% per negative effect removed. So nothing on here to where like Quasar gets the Harbinger trait, because he's doesn't have that chapter 1 Harbinger skill, the tag itself, so you can't really slot him in and use him with like those Vigilante Thunderbolts. You're gonna lose out on some of the important buffs on there. So I am confused about that portion. As far as the mods goes, I think they need to lean into more negative mods. Something I wish that they would end up doing is like have it to where Cosmic Crucible traits are active, and then throw a lot of Cosmic Crucible enemies on the battlefield. That way they get those bonuses, but we don't. And that's gonna end up making it to where we get a plus to your Scourge total. And then you can add something like raid abilities are active, but don't use any raid enemies on the other side, and that's going to end up removing Scourge or Axe from your side of the field, so that way you actually lose points for using that, but it makes it easier for you. I think that would be something very interesting if they kind of do the swings. Anything that helps your team out, make it to where it gets you negative Scourge or pack points. Anything that hurts your team, you gain positive, and that would end up really separating that leaderboard out. So let me know what you guys think as far as that goes. I think that would be something that could really lean into to kind of make these more interesting. Now, the last line on here, Invasion event Quasar opens on May 27th, so that's when it's going to start up. Power up your characters with the required traits and get ready to earn red stars for Quasar and subject to change. Nothing else on here, so it doesn't say how long it's going to last. It doesn't say if there's a leaderboard, milestone. If there is, are we only getting red stars on here? I think this is missing a lot of information that we need to know, but let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have one for the rest of the day.